There we go. That's the button.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Hang on. Give it 10 seconds. Quite peaceful.
There you go. All right. Now
Done.
back to the real thing.
Yes.
Wolf,
Mhm.
what's going on in Poland, Russia, Ukraine at the moment? Because
I'm glad you asked.
um,
Because I'm
you
an
know,
expert.
I know you just always
Foreign
look at.
affairs.
I mean, I'm looking at the Dow here. The Dow looks pretty
Yeah.
calm.
Hmm.
The Nasdaq looks good. The ASX 200 looks good. So it's all happy days and moving happily over in a world with
Retail sales are going beautifully in
yeah,
America, right?
we've got rampant inflation, but the world is just happy tinky and we've got a COVID injection which doesn't seem to be working, and we've got boosters coming. Everyone's very, very relaxed, very happy. But okay, if there is going to be a shock to the market, is Russia? Is it Russia? Ukraine? Is there an issue there?
Well, there seems to be a bit of a escalation in tensions in Eastern Europe, right? So we've got the Belarus, Poland, Latvia issue, and then we've got the Russia-Ukraine issue, right? So you look, tensions are rising. Yeah, absolutely. Is it going to escalate further? God knows. But I think maybe the focus now is going to, okay, where are we going to go from here? Is there going to be a bit of a market moment where if something does happen, is there going to be a pullback? Look, you can't predict these things, right? But at least we know there's definitely tensions rising. It's not ending yet. We're not over it. So there's a risk here with the markets. So we just got to back of our mind, put it down as something potential that might derail our little Santa Christmas rally.
Yeah, and there's a lot of tanks there all going on board. There's Putin. You look a bit like Putin. Pete, there's a bit of Putin in you.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah,
well, maybe I'm related.
yeah, you've got the same sort of same look there, but all the tanks on the border. So, yeah, your dress is a bit smart in you, though, I must say.
Thanks.
Um,
Well, it's probably a good thing.
anyway, but and
I don't think we'd take it seriously if we didn't.
yeah, I don't think the camouflage on those Russian tanks is that good. Just like a few leaves scattered. I think that you can still see them pretty clearly, but.
No, I can't see any tanks, Dave. What are you talking about?
But this is a bit of it could be something from left field. So we need to keep an eye on that
Yep.
Wolf, and
Yep.
if it was like a big war a war in Europe, good for the stock market or pretty negative?
Oh, look, I think traditionally when we have a look at some of these skirmishes around the globe, maybe the initial reaction would be a negative, but eventually the markets get over it and move on, right? So, yeah, look, it's just a risk that you might have a bit of
As long
a downer.
yeah, they get over it as long as the West wins, because they always do. If the
Yeah,
West,
that's true. That's true. That's true. Of course, depending obviously on the conflict and what it involves,
yeah.
but I don't think we want another World War III here because it's not in anyone's interest.
Yeah, I don't think Putin would take it that far anyway.
No, no.
All right, now we scared the living daylights out of everyone.
Yeah, great.
Let's look at some trades for the day.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And that really makes sense. So let's
Scared everyone to death, and now, yeah, let's go put some money into the market, shall we?
all right, PLT,
Yes,
money lender.
yes.
Old hot stock came down, hit trend, starting to go again. Wolf, tell me what you're liking about this one.
I think overall, Dave, I think the numbers were strong enough for me to think this is another trade coming up here. Maybe take it from that 147.5 to that 160.70 region. So that you've got, top line, bottom line, and the fact that they are turning now into a profitable company is a big, big thing for me. They've been one of the forefront runners into this space. They've played the cards quite well. They're hitting all the right notes with renewables and so on. So for me, they are decent, right? They're a decent company. I think you should see this creeping up to about 160, 170. So for me, there's a trade here.
Wolf, and I couldn't agree anymore, champion. So what we're looking at is possibly, obviously, a buy around that 147, 148. Target 170, Wolfie, which is a pretty nice. I must say it's a pretty nice sort of 13% if we can get it. Yeah. And we got a nice little stop loss around that 138, so it's looking pretty good.
Yep.
Now, Wolf, there's another story that we had a look at today, slightly different, and we're talking this one more like a 3-month trade, yeah. The other one that we want to have a look at is MNY Money 3. So, this story, apart from obviously when the little COVID hiccup and everything went down, they've actually held trend beautifully since 2019.
Yeah. More like a slow burn type company, right?
Yeah, definitely. But the results today were very, very strong with 50 million NPAT. I think trading on about 16 times, some decent growth, really 27%. So you look at all the numbers and you're saying, well, hold on a second. With so many stories overvalued on the market, this one looks like very reasonable value at least. So Wolf, the idea of this one is to, and it has a nice little dividend of 3%. Is that correct, Wolf? With your,
I believe so. Yeah. So from fundamental point of view, if you didn't know what they do and you just look at those numbers, the financials, you just go, this is very good. What am I missing here? I'm buying this. So I think then you add on, okay, what does the company do? It's in that space that PLT is in and Wiser and some others, right? Is it as quality as the other ones? Probably not, but it's still decent enough for me to see that slow burn, creeping up, going up further. So maybe say in 12 months time, we can get it closer to $4, and that will give you almost like a 20% return, Dave. So I'm happy to sort of give this a shot.
Yeah, no, it is good. You got a nice little stop loss anyway, just under that sort of 313, so maybe 309.
Yep.
Yeah, no, liking that one, Wolf, and again, that is put out an excellent announcement.
Yeah, nice update.
Wolf, can I talk about PLY? Obviously not as a trade because we're already in this one, but the price action has been very good. It's up another 10% this morning. A little bit of people selling a little bit, obviously hoping to get some more money on the raise around 75. But markets liking the whole setup here, the whole story, aren't they? It's really starting to paint another pretty picture of the future.
Absolutely. It's the update today, again, they hit pretty much all the right notes for the investors out there. So the actual capital raising was substantial, 28 mil, with a small portion to the shareholders on SPP at 75 cents. All that is going to growth, which is exactly what you want to hear, right? R&D as well, which is going to be used in the new hot theme of metaverse, right? Which Facebook has made their own. So you really can't fault what they're coming up here. And if I'm in it, I'm excited. If I'm not in it, I'm praying it comes back to that low 80s and maybe picks them up. It's definitely poised quite nicely over the next, say, 12 months. So I'm seeing, again, I'm taking this 12-month view. I'm not looking at short-term days here. I'm looking at the longer term. Possibly now I see it as a dollar stock plus. So yeah, let's see where it goes.
So just hold on in there. So what we'll do, Wolf, because maybe there might be some people that are not in this and be looking to get into it. We'll keep it on a really tight rein, this one. If we can get an opportunity to buy this from the daily, of course we're going to mention it to you and try and get people in it who are not in it.
Yep. But we'll play to them. And you would never thought, right? Somebody's going to raise cash and it's going to actually go up. Normally goes, 80. It's trading at 80. It's probably going to raise cash at 60. It's going to come back to 70. Completely opposite, hasn't it? So well done to them.
No, absolutely excellent. Now, Wolf, Seek, which has been on a trade, the announcement came out. It's holding up very, very nicely. It's looking very good. What did you make of the Seek announcement? Could you just talk us through
Very, very good. They've talked about the update saying they're going to hit top end of the guidance, right? If conditions play out like in previous years. So we're going to have similar type movements. But they also said that if the conditions are different than norm, then we're going to outperform. right? So I like that. I like the fact that they are conservative, saying that, normal circumstances, we're expecting this. But if things are actually better than we expect, we're going to see a significant outperformance. So from that point of view, thank you very much. I'm holding.
Yeah, no, it looks very, very good.
Hmm.
Wolf, ALQ. So
Yep.
I think we had this one on a trade targeting
Mm-hmm.
higher levels.
Yep.
The chart still looks very, very strong. Today it had a little bit of run up and then sort of come back a little bit. Um, what did you make of today's announcement on ALQ?
Yeah, look, decent numbers again all around. I think there was 10% revenue growth, 50% bottom line growth. So all in all, positive. It's more about market expectations. But if I'm in there, those numbers would certainly not scare me off selling. I'd be holding on for maybe $14 plus over the next, say, 3 to 6 months.
Brilliant. Thanks, Wolf. So definitely a hold on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, CCX.
Yep.
Again, another very strong chart, and this is where we want to be. We want to be in these sort of stories, Wolf, which are charting up and they're looking really strong. And again, the price action's been very, very good. So we had a look at this earlier, Wolfie, and we looked at a buy around, maybe try and get some around this 642
Mm-hmm.
and target around that $7.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the idea is to give us at least a good 6 months, see if we can get there.
Mm-hmm.
And nice little stop loss maybe around that sort of 588 level.
Dave, how confident were you going to be with this one? Like over the last 12 months, we've almost had a carbon copy of the movements 4 times in the last 12 months. Goes up strongly, comes back to the trend lines, bounces strongly, comes back to it's just uncanny. You'd go, I'll take that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Wolf. You just given that one the kiss of death. But anyway, as long as we got the stop loss, so stop loss is around that 588.
I'm just looking at the previous movements and I'm liking what I see. Obviously, fundamentally, yeah, you got to give it a tick of approval from what they come up today. So fingers crossed.
Well, this is what you want. Nice little target up to $7. So I think a nice little trade. Wolfie, TLG.
Yes.
What did you think of that announcement today?
Look, there's probably a bit of profit taking because I'd say the movement's been done on buy the rumor, sell the facts. But I actually like the announcement here. They've collaboration with one of the bigger players out of Taiwan, which is involved in electric vehicles, producing lithium-ion batteries. So I think this is quite an interesting play on that EV space. So definitely one to watch. I always like the technology they've got. It's the fact is, they need to commercialize it and actually make some money out of it. But they do have a fantastic resource in Sweden, super high grade stuff, graphite, that is. So for me, yeah, look, I like it. If I'm going to be trading something in that lithium space, maybe this is another one I'd add and possibly play with.
Well, if you were going to trade, I won't put it on the dashboard, but you try and buy it around $2 and get a stop at sort of about 185.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but again, it was a good announcement, and the price action recently has been very, very good.
Yep.
Okay. APE, because unfortunately we can't put this one on as a trade, Wolf. It's below trend, but it's one we followed. Did you like today's announcement on?
I didn't see it, so I can't comment, unfortunately, Dave.
Okay.
Curveball at me. I didn't see that one.
Sorry about that. It was pretty reasonable, but anyway.
We never even talked about it before the.
It's all right, mate. Don't worry. I do all the work. We know.
Yeah,
that.
thanks.
All right. Now, UWL.
Yes.
Let's talk about it, Wolf.
You're buying that, Dave. You're buying that. That was a upgrades. You know me and upgrades. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
so I'm a buyer.
Right, so a nice buy around sort of 418, yeah, and target that sort of 450 level, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll start there. If it gets to 450, we can always look to sort of lift it. And you know what I like about this trade so much, Wolf? I like that stop. I think it's got a nice stop around 379, yeah.
Okay.
I think pretty solid stop. And look at this for what, like maybe a 3-month trade. Are you happy with that?
till February, absolutely. So let's go till half yearly announcements in February.
So that's an interesting. I think that's a potentially an interesting little trade, that one, Wolf.
Now, look, I'm feeling confident with this one. 450 should be, if the momentum from the upgrade is there, really surely 450 should be well within reach. Another kiss of death.
There's another kiss. So we got some good trades that you've actually given them all the kiss of death. Can we talk about a stock that you put a kiss of death on last night on the
Go on.
Analyst live?
I did lots of kiss of death last night.
Yeah, CBA, which you told us is your favourite bank. So after today's announcement, it's down 6%. Is it still your favourite bank?
Yeah, it is. Look, it always goes back to what the market expects, and it goes across. It doesn't matter where you are, right? Which sector you're in, especially when you're high flyer, you need to fulfill those expectations. And if you maybe fail at one thing, you're probably going to be a bit of sell-off. Saying that, I'm not too worried. This will bounce back. It's happened before. It's still the premier bank overall. It will. I'd say by the end of the week, I'd say surely should stay over $100, right? And here we go, me again, and going with my kiss of death for everything. But this is a quality bank. One result that maybe the market didn't quite enjoy doesn't mean it's a bad bank all of a sudden.
So what, you would nibble?
I'd wait into the week, Dave. That's the thing. Look, unless you've got different strategies, you might go, here we go. I've got a Christmas present, number one, and you might nibble at 101 and maybe hope it's going to bounce back to 105, right? With a nice stop loss just underneath 97. Maybe that's if you're going to play like that. Other than that, just wait into the week, see where it settles, see what the brokers say, and see where the value is at. All
right, Wolf. I've decided I'm going to add that TLG on as the dashboard. Just got one of those psychic feelings, and Wolf, thank you very, very much. Absolutely brilliant as always. A great Wolfie. Going for all these stocks. He's been at it since 7 in the morning.
I don't sleep.
What time is it now in your time, Queensland?
Oh, we're not like from the moon, Dave. We're only an hour difference. So you can just take an hour away from you. So we're 10:17.
Okay, so it's still brekkie time for you. All right. Thanks, Wolfie. Thank you very much.
Bye, cheers, guys. Bye.